Ibrahim Traoré, born March 14, 1988, is a Burkinabe military officer and politician who has held power as the interim president of Burkina Faso since the overthrow of his predecessor in a 2022 coup. Ideologically prominent for his nationalist, pan-Africanist, anti-imperialist, and anti-Western views, Traoré is the second leader of the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, the ruling military junta in Burkina Faso since September 2022 and the second president of the Alliance of Sahel States since 2025. Born in Kera, located in western Burkina Faso, Traoré graduated from the University of Ouagadougou in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in science and geology. Following his graduation from university, he joined the Burkina Faso Armed Forces and received military training abroad, reportedly in Morocco and France. Traoré gained experience fighting terrorism during the country's jihadist insurgency. In 2019, he was deployed to Mali with the United Nations peacekeeping mission, MINUSMA. In September 2022, Traoré led a coup against then-interim President Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba and successfully ousted him. At the age of 34, Traoré became the country's second youngest head of state and also became the world's youngest head of state at the time. During his tenure, Traoré has increasingly distanced Burkina Faso from France and ECOWAS, particularly by kicking out their troops, and has also increasingly aligned Burkina Faso with Russia, Turkey, China, as well as Mali and Niger. Traoré has also played a major role in the founding of the Alliance of Sahel States, an alliance consisting of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Under Traoré's leadership, there has been a crackdown on freedom of the press and political opposition, including the unlawful conscription of critics, journalists, activists, prosecutors, and judges. As of January 2026, according to DW Africa, Traoré has survived at least 5 coup attempts against his leadership since taking power. Ibrahim Traoré was born in Kera, Bondokoué, Mahoun Province, on the 14th of March, 1988. After receiving his primary education in Bondokoué, he attended a high school in Bobo Dioulasso, the second largest city in Burkina Faso, where he was known as being quiet and very talented. From 2006, he studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou. He was part of the Association of Muslim Students and the Marxist National Association of Students of Burkina Faso, ANEB. In the latter, he rose to delegate and became known for defending his classmates in disputes. He graduated from the university with honors. Traoré joined the Army of Burkina Faso in 2009 and graduated from the Georges Namoano Military Academy. He was sent to Morocco for anti-aircraft training before being transferred to an infantry unit in Kaya, a town in northern Burkina Faso. Promoted to lieutenant in 2014, Traoré joined MINUSMA, a United Nations peacekeeping force involved in the Mali War. In 2018, he was cited as one of the MINUSMA soldiers who showed courage during major rebel attacks in the Tombouctou region. He subsequently returned to Burkina Faso, where he assisted in operations against the escalating jihadist insurgency. Traoré fought at Djibo in the Otapouanou offensive of 2019 and several other counterinsurgency operations in the country's north. He was promoted to captain in 2020. Traoré later said that he became disillusioned with his country's leadership around this time, as he saw the widespread lack of equipment of Burkinabe soldiers, while politicians were handing out suitcases of money for bribery. He gradually became the spokesman for soldiers stationed in the north who were frustrated with their government. Traoré was part of the group of army officers that supported the January 2022 Burkina Faso coup d'etat and brought the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration military junta to power. From March 2022, He served as the head of an artillery regiment in Kaya. Whether he was ever associated with the Cobra Special Forces, a counter-terrorist unit founded in 2019, is disputed. According to the BBC, Al Jazeera, and Die Tageszeitung, he was part of the unit at some point. However, the news magazine Jeune Afrique stated that he was never associated with the Cobras. Many supporters of the January coup became dissatisfied with the performance of Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, the junta's leader, regarding his inability to contain the jihadist insurgency. Traore later said that he and other officers had tried to get Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but eventually opted to overthrow him as his ambitions were diverting away from what we set out to do. The dissatisfaction about the situation was highest among younger officers who fought against the rebels at the front lines. In addition, there were delays in pay for the Cobra troops. When the plotters launched their coup on September 30th, Traore still held the rank of captain. The operation was carried out with the support of the Cobra unit. In the direct aftermath of the coup, Traore was chosen as the new head of the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration. On October, he also assumed the position of interim president as head of state, supreme head of the armed forces. He initially promised to hold democratic elections in July 2024. As president, Traore has maintained the enigmatic and very formal behavior for which he was already known before rising to power. He has kept a tight control on his communication while carefully trying to present himself primarily as a war leader. His presidency has also seen an increase in pro-government propaganda in Burkina Faso traditional media and social media. Politically, Le Monde journalist Sophie Douce described Traore as influenced by Marxism and Pan-Africanism. In spring 2023, Traore questioned the planned restoration of democracy for 2024, stating that elections could not be held unless the insurgents were pushed back and the security situation had been improved. This statement reneged on the October 2022 promise he made in negotiations to secure the formal resignation of his deposed predecessor, Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, to honor Damiba's pledge to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to restore civilian rule in Burkina Faso in 2 years. On September 26, 2023, dissatisfied elements of the military again rose up and unsuccessfully attempted to overthrow Traore. National consultations were held on May 25th and 26th, 2024, to discuss the future of the transition in Burkina Faso. While participants included civil society representatives, most political parties boycotted the consultations. The result was the extension of Traore's mandate for an additional 5 years, while also allowing him to contest the next presidential elections. On December 6, 2024, Traore dissolved his government and removed Tambela as prime minister. Later that month, the government issued pardons for 21 ex-military officers who had been convicted prior to Traore's rise to power for their involvement in the 2015 Burkina Faso coup attempt. In April 2025, Traore's government announced that it had prevented a planned coup attempt, which it accused the government of Côte d'Ivoire of backing. In early January 2026, Burkina Faso announced that another assassination attempt was foiled. According to DW Africa, it was the 5th coup attempt in Burkina Faso in the last 3 years. In late January, Traore's government ordered the dissolution of all political parties in the country. On the 3rd of April 2026, he told the state television broadcaster that people in Burkina Faso should forget about democracy because it is not for us. In November 2023, the Council of Ministers approved the construction of the country's first gold refinery. This marked a significant development in the country's gold sector, aiming to capitalize on the nation's growing gold mining industry. Traore seeks to gain more control over its gold resources by refining gold domestically, rather than exporting unrefined materials. This would increase government revenue and economic benefits from the gold sector. The refinery is set to create 100 new jobs and 5,000 new indirect jobs, with the refinery processing roughly 400 kilograms of gold ore. Daily needs update. In February 2024, Traore ordered the suspension of the issuance of export permits for small-scale private gold production, a move reportedly aimed at tackling illicit trade, which consists of smuggling gold abroad, avoiding taxes and regulations, and cleaning up the artisanal gold sector. This suspension aims to crack down on such activities and ensure that exported gold is properly documented and contributes to government revenue. The government hopes this suspension will establish a more formal and accountable system for exporting small-scale produced gold. In December 2024, Traore officially inaugurated a modern tomato processing plant located in Pongongo, Yako Department, Burkina Faso. The facility, funded by the Cooperative Society at a cost of approximately $8.9 million, has a processing capacity of around 5 tons of tomatoes per hour and aims to produce tomato paste and other tomato-based products. In August 2024, Burkina Faso acquired 2 gold mines, Bungu and Wagnion, previously owned by London-listed Endeavour Mining, and transferred control to the Société de Participation Minière du Burkina, SOPAMIB, a state-owned mining company. The acquisition saw a surge in state-owned gold. In 2024, state-controlled entities collected over 8 tons of gold, and in just the first quarter of 2025, more than 11 tons of gold were collected. On 12 June 2025, a presidential decree finalized the transfer of 5 additional gold mining assets into SOPAMIB. These included 2 operating mines and 3 exploration licenses from subsidiaries of Endeavour Mining and Lilium, namely Wagnion Gold SA, Simafo Bungo SA, Resources Ferke SARL, Griffon Minerals Burkina Faso SARL, and Lilium Mining Services Burkina Faso SARL. In July 2024, Traore's government announced its intention to criminalize homosexuality in Burkina Faso. In September 2025, homosexuality within Burkina Faso was formally criminalized, the first time such a law existed in the country's history. The provision was included in the Persons and Family Code, which the government said aims to provide a vision for a fairer, more united Burkinabe family. The code raises the minimum age of marriage and sexual consent to 18, prohibits child and forced marriages, and strengthens legal protections for women in public life. Traore's government has faced controversy over its policies towards the freedom of the press. In March 2023, his government banned France 24 from broadcasting in the country after the network aired an interview with the leader of Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, several months after banning Radio France Internationale on grounds of having aired a threat issued by a terrorist leader. In June 2024, 4 prominent Burkinabe journalists who had criticized the government were detained, with the government announcing several months later that 3 of the journalists had been forcibly conscripted into the Burkinabe military. In March 2025, an additional 3 journalists were detained and conscripted. The Burkinabe Journalists Association was dissolved in March 2025. Independent radio station Radio Omega was suspended from August to September 2023 for its coverage of the 2023 Niger coup, and from August 2025 to October 2025 for calling Traore's government a junta. The Islamist insurgency in Burkina Faso has been a major focus of Traore's presidency. In his first month in power, his government launched a major recruitment campaign for the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, VDP Auxiliary Force, recruiting 50,000 people. In April 2023, Traore declared a general mobilization of the population to support the military, as rebel forces continued to increase the rate of their attacks. Traore publicly pledged to reconquer all rebel-held areas and that there would be no negotiations until the insurgency had been greatly weakened. In July 2023, his government implemented a number of new taxes intended to raise funds for the military, including a 5% tax on phone and internet bills, as well as a 10% on subscriptions to television channels. As of February 2024, the number of deaths caused by Islamist violence had significantly increased since 2022. According to experts and human rights watchdogs, violence has worsened since Traoré came to power. On 23 May 2024, Traoré called on the Burkinabe population to assist the military in digging trenches around settlements. On August 24, 2024, jihadists from Jama'at Nasr al-Islam wal Muslimin, JNIM, killed over 200 civilians who were digging trenches around the town of Barcelogo in San Matenga province. The civilians had been ordered by the military to dig the trenches as part of a plan by the Minister of Civil Service. Traoré was criticized for endorsing the construction of the trenches by civilians. As of a week after the massacre, Traoré had yet released an official statement about the attack. According to ACLED, the Burkinabe military and VDP militias killed over 1,000 civilians between January and July 2024. The military summarily executed at least 223 civilians, including 56 children in the Nondin and Soro massacres on February 25, 2024. Human Rights Watch reported that up to 400 civilians were killed during counterinsurgency operations in 15 villages between April 27th and May 4th, 2024. In February 2023, Traoré's government expressed support for a federation with Mali, and both invited Niger. All three countries are under military leadership and, if they were to become a union, would be the largest country ruled by military junta. In July 2024, the three countries formed the Alliance of Sahel States. In February 2023, Traoré's government expelled French forces from Burkina Faso, assisting in fighting the local insurgency. He subsequently declared that his nation wanted to look at other horizons because we want win-win partnerships, supporting the diversification of Burkina Faso's international partnerships. To replace French military support, Traoré forged closer ties to Turkey and Russia. Further information: Wagner Group activities in Africa. Traoré, with Russian President Vladimir Putin in May 2025. According to Reuters and the New York Times, Traoré was suspected of having a connection with Russian mercenary organization Wagner Group due to having expressed anti-French and pro-Russian views. As Traoré entered Ouagadougou, the nation's capital, supporters cheered, some waving Russian flags. The government of Ghana publicly alleged that Traoré began collaborating with the Wagner Group following the coup, enlisting the mercenaries against the jihadist rebels. Traoré denied this, stating that, "Our Wagner are the VDP," referencing the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland. On July 29, 2023, following the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit, Traoré said that the people of his country support Russia and communicated that a decision had been made to reopen the Russian embassy, which was closed in 1992. According to the newspaper Le Monde in May 2023, the Traoré regime seems, for the time being, to be favoring the use of its own forces in the fight against the jihadists, and has not asked Wagner's Russians for help. Russian troops, including the Wagner Group, were eventually deployed in Burkina Faso in January 2024. 56. Burkina Faso and Israel maintain continuous diplomatic relations. On June 26, 2026, Captain Ibrahim Traoré officially received the letters of credence of Israel's new regional ambassador to the country, Simon Clément Seroussi. It has caused some commentators to question his anti-imperialist stance. See also, list of heads of the executive by approval rating. According to Farouk Chothia of the BBC News, Traoré has built the persona of a Pan-Africanist leader determined to free his nation from what he regards as the clutches of Western imperialism and neo-colonialism. Nigerian journalist Azubuike Ishiekwene has written that Traoré has portrayed himself as the new face of the African Renaissance, noting that he dresses the part in stylish fatigues and matching neck scarves, berets, and boots. while giving speeches against Western imperialism and colonialism, vowing to create conditions at home to stem youth migration and tackle insurgency. According to Anu Adeoye of the Financial Times, Traore styles himself after 20th century Burkinabe revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara. A writer for the Italian-based TNGO states, his position remains thin-centered and aims to exploit existing Burkinabe social fault lines and vulnerabilities, using populism as a strategic choice. In May 2025, Enoch Randy Akins of the Institute for Security Studies described Traore as arguably Africa's most popular, if not favorite, president. Kenyan activist PLO Lumumba described him as a symbol of African Renaissance. Ebenezer Obadare described Traore as a pointer to everything that is wrong with the continent. In August 2025, Ghanaian entertainer Lil Win premiered his movie Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the last African hero, in honor of the leadership style of the Burkina Faso leader. The film was acknowledged by Traoré after its release.